That's a watermelon.
Watermelon. That's what I
No,
said.
that's
Yeah, it's a watermelon.
that's no small feat. That's a big thing to have in your body.
Location.
It's like real estate.
All about location. All about location. Where the fibroids are determines your experience. Submucosal are the ones that typically, and the intracavity are the ones that are in the inner lining, right, or inside the uterine cavity. And they are the ones that cause the most infertility and the most heavy bleeding. Subserosal are on the outer skin, the outer lining of the uterus, and they can grow to press on other organs. They can, depending if it's on the back end, you wonder why you're having back pain, right? Maybe pressing on your bladder. So you're having frequent urination. There's intramural, which is inside the actual, the wall of the uterus, and that can also make a very bulky uterus as well. And then there are the pedunculated that are on a stalk, and they can, basically, what do you call it? Fluctuate, like move back and forth. But
Flip-flop.
Flip-flop. Thank you. That's the word. Flip-flop. That's the technical term. Flip-flop.
It's in my textbook. What can
they
I
can
say?
grow huge. Like I have a client who, at the age of 25, she had a 25 centimeter pedunculated fibroid. She was small frame, beautiful young Black woman. And her body was slim and trim, but she had what looked like a 6-month pregnancy. And she was asymptomatic. She had no heavy bleeding, no cramps, none of her cycle was affected, but she looked 6-month pregnant. So,
I always tell people in the sense of like fruit, because I think we always, like, I'm like, oh, this fibroid girl is small. It's 1 centimeter, 25 centimeter. We don't even really use the metric system in the US,
Right,
so,
right.
So 25 centimeters, for those of you watching, that's a watermelon.
Watermelon. That's what I said.
That's no small feat. That's a big thing to have in your body, and nobody removed your other organs, so everything else is just getting squished and pushed to the side. Your bowel, that's how people get the constipation, because your bones don't move. Okay, they are static. And so when she says 25 centimeters, just know that's not a little watermelon. That's feeding a whole barbecue for the summer.
That's the one in the patch. It's the black watermelon in the patch. You see what I'm saying?
It won the award at the farmer's market.
Some people think that size matters, right? And size does matter, but the location matters so much more, because you can have a 1 or 2 centimeter fibroid that is in that lining, what we call submucosal, and hemorrhage. Yeah. Literally, I took out one yesterday, hysteroscopically, very easily through her cervix, no incision. She woke up in 20 minutes, went home, and she chilling. She's gonna be fine, and she's gonna be at work on Monday. But I tell patients that sometimes the worst location, but it was small, right? And for all intents and purposes, when we're talking about a 25 centimeter watermelon versus a cherry, right? Or a little cutie that my children like to eat, that's small. But the location matters. And even when we sometimes will want to ignore, right, as gynecologists, we'll look at ultrasound and be like, oh, she has an intramural fibroid. That's the one that Coach Jessie said, that's in the muscle. But that sequesters blood. Let's not forget that fibroids can also grow and get their vascularization or their blood flow from other organs or other vessels, the gut. I've seen fibroids that were up by the diaphragm and had nothing to do with the uterus, wasn't even talking and chatting with the uterus. That's a thing too. And they're called parasitic fibroids. So that would be the only other location.
That's a very good point.
And some people actually have them growing in the skin and certain other, syndromes with other genetic causes for fibroids.
I actually had a fibroid that had attached to my bowel. When I had my second fibroid surgery, my second myomectomy, it was 10 days later, I had to be opened back up because I developed an obstruction from scar tissue from the fibroid surgery, the myomectomy. And they found at that same time, there was also a fibroid that was attached to the bowel. And they were like, wow, what was that doing there?
Location.